So children, in the first video we have seen inverse variation. We have started. So I will explain you again inverse variation. Okay. So observe this table. Number of students in a row, I have mentioned it here x, and number of rows is y. Now number of rows is number of students in a row, means in one row are 8. So number of rows are 30. And here, and when number of rows are 10, when number of students in a row are 10, then number of rows are 24. Then when number of students in a row are 12, then number of rows are 20. When number of students in a row are 40, then number of rows are 6. So see here, in each example, number of students in a row are increasing. First it was 8, then 10, then 12, and then 40. So number of students in a row are increasing and number of rows are decreasing. See, number of rows here in the first example is 30, and in the second example is 24, then 20, then 6. So number of rows are decreasing. This means when one quantity increases, another quantity decreases. Okay, this is the example of inverse variation. And in inverse variation, if we take the product of first quantity into second quantity, that is x into y, it will be constant. How? When we take 8 into 30, product of 8 into 30 is 240. If we take 10 into 24, we get 240. Again 12 into 20, we get 240. Again 40 into 6, we get 240. So here the explanation part is given. Here, as I told you, we had seen the table. So what we see in the table, as number of students in a row increases, number of rows decreases, and vice versa means what? Number of students in a row decreases, so number of rows increases in such a way. Okay, so here we will take the product of number of students in each row and number of rows in each pair is constant. We have seen in the table now, the constant is 240. This means the number of students in a row and number of rows are in inverse proportion. Okay, in inverse proportion, what we take? Number of students in row and number of rows, they are in inverse proportion. That means the product is constant. So in such situation, what we say? We say that x is inversely proportional to y. Okay, then if x varies inversely as y, then what we take? The product x into y is constant. If x varies inversely as y, then x into y is constant. In inverse variation, what we take? The product is constant. X inversely varies as y is written as x inversely proportional to 1 upon y. This is the symbol for inverse proportion. Okay, so if x is inversely proportional to 1 upon y, what will be the equation then? X is equal to k upon y, or x into y is k. So x into y is k. Better we take this equation. This is the equation of variation, where k is the constant of variation. X into y is equal to k is what? Is the equation of variation, and in that k is constant of variation. Now let us see some examples. Now first example says, if a varies inversely as b. Here a and b are two quantities. Okay, if a varies inversely as b, then we have to complete the table. So quantity, what is given? The value of a as 6 and b as 20 in the first example. So what will be the product? A into b is 6 into 20 is 120, and in the question a is given as 12 and we have to find b, and the product is given as 120. So one by one in the solution part we will see. In the third example, a is given as 15. Again we have to find b and its product also. And then in the fourth example, a is not given, b is given as 4, and again we have to find the product a into b. So let us see one by one. We will solve the table by using a as 6 and b as 20. Okay. Now solution. First, a inversely proportional to 1 upon b, that is a varies inversely as 1 upon b. So that is what we'll take. A into b is equal to k. A into b means k is the equation. So when a is equal to 6, b is equal to 20, it was the first example. So we will take those values. A is equal to 6 and b is equal to 20, and we will put those values in this equation. So k is equal to 6 into 20, that is 120, which is the constant of variation. And now one by one we will solve the blanks which are given. So if a is equal to 12, b is equal to question mark. We have seen just in the table. So what is the equation of variation? A into b is equal to k. So a into b is equal to 120, that is also given in every sum. Then a value is 12 and b is as it is into 120. So b is equal to 120 upon 12 is 10. So we get b as 10. And in the second example, and that is the next example, if a is given as 15, b is equal to what? And the product is also constantly given as a into b is 120. So put the values of a in this equation. 15 into b is 120. So b is equal to 120 upon 15, that is 8. Okay. Then in the next example, b was given and a was not given. Okay, in the table. So b is 4 and a is question mark. So again put the equation, constant equation is, equation of variation is a into b is 120. So put the value of b here. So a into 4 is 120. Therefore a is equal to 120 upon 4, that is 30. Okay. So here we have finished the example. Now example 2. Example 2, f is inversely proportional to 1 upon d square. When d is equal to 5, f is equal to 18. This is given. Hence, if d is equal to 10, find f. D and f are both two quantities. Okay. So if d is equal to 10, find f in the first part, and in the next part, when f is equal to 50, we have to find d. Okay. So now f is inversely proportional to 1 upon d square is given. This means what? This product f into d square is equal to k. F into d square is equal to k. So what values are given for this first part? D is equal to 5 and f is equal to 18. So use these d and f in this equation, f into d square, to get k. First we will find every time the constant of variation, that is k. So 18 into 5 square is equal to k. So k is equal to what? 18 multiplied by 25. 5 square is 25. So we get constant of variation is to 450, that is k. Okay. Now we will put the value of k in every part to find f in the first part and to find d in the second part. Okay. So if first condition is if d is equal to 10, then find f. So what is the value of, what is the equation now? F into d square is equal to k, and we get k as 450. So f into d square is equal to 450. So f into d means 10. So 10 square, that is 450. This 450 is misprinted again. So rub it. Then f into 100. 10 square means 100. So it is equal to 450. F into 100 is 450 means what? F is equal to 450 upon 100, which is 4.5. So f is equal to what? 4.5. So we have found here f is equal to question mark means f is equal to 4.5. Now in the next question, what is asked? D. If f is equal to 50, then d is equal to question mark. Again use the same equation, f into d square is equal to k. So f into d square is equal to k. K means 450. So f means 50. 50 into d square is equal to 450. Now what is d square? D square is equal to 450 upon 50. So after cancellation we get 9. 0 0 cancel and 5 9s are 45. So d square is 9 means what is d? D is square root of 9. Square root of 9 is 3. So d is equal to 3, or we can take d is equal to minus 3, because minus 3, if we take minus 3 square we get 9. If we take 3 square then also we will get 9. So d has two values here, d is equal to 3 or d is equal to minus 3. Okay. In this way we have solved both the examples based on inverse variation, and in the next part, that is in the next video, we will see practice set 7.2. So children, as I told you earlier in the first video, that you have to change the values of that table meticulously. Okay, then thank you.